is first and foremost, we got to like 55 today.
Oh,
So we are on the come up, all right? I think that we are finished with the super cold weather. I don't know. Michigan is very unpredictable. But this has probably been the worst ones in a long time. It got really, really cold. We got a lot of snow like all at once. It's usually kind of spread out. But it's okay. We're making through. We're on the other side. We're coming to the other side now. So it'll be March soon, which usually we still get a little bit of snow come April, but it's not a whole lot. So it's cool. It was a nice, almost felt like a spring summer day today. The sun was out. I was happy. At 55, yes, when we just had negatives. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome for joining us this evening. We do not take it for granted. We do not take it lightly that you could have been anywhere else on a Monday evening. So we are so grateful for you to be here. So look, we've got 182 people on here. We have to get those numbers up. So let's take some time. If you're an associate and you invited some guests, if you do not see your guests on the line, please make sure that you send them a reminder right now. Tell them that the Zoom is live. They do not want to miss any of this information. And for the rest of us, including the guests, the same link that you got to come here, I want you to send that out to like 10 people in your phone. All right. Now, do not post the link on social media, please. We got to make sure, everything stays good in our Zoom. We've been doing good lately, but people in your phone, please send the link out to like 10 people so we can get those numbers up. All right, awesome. So again, my name is Dr. Tamara Dunn. I was born and raised out of Flint, Michigan. I went to Ferris State University for college from 2000 all the way to 2008 and got my doctorate in optometry degree in 2008. So I have been a board certified optometrist for the last 18 years, and I'm so excited to be here with you this evening. I have been in the health and wellness space since maybe 10 years, yep, like late 2015. And I'm so excited to be here to tell you about Super Patch. All right, so if you are here, welcome as a guest. Please make sure you reach out to the person that invited you right now and say thank you, because what you're going to hear tonight could possibly change your life. All right. So if you are here today, you've been looking for a way to help you increase your faith, maybe increase your fitness, maybe increase your finances. This is the Zoom for you. All right. So put increase in the chat. Put increase in the chat. We're going to go over why Super Patch and why now. Now, my co-host, Dr. Branwell, is going to come on later. She's going to share with you about our patch devices and how they benefit and works within our bodies. She's going to have an awesome, powerful testimonies this evening that she's going to share with you. But I just want to go over just a couple things about Super Patch and some things that you need to think about as you are hearing this information. So I want you to write these down because you're going to need this information to help you make a decision when we get off of this Zoom tonight. All right. Because we're not going to wait till tomorrow. We're not going to wait till next week. We're not going to wait till next month. We're going to make a decision tonight. And we actually just learned that on book club today because we're reading Think Your Way to Wealth. And we talked about personality traits. And they said a good personality knows how to make decisions promptly. All right. So we want to make sure as we're on our way to wealth, we make prompt decisions. So I want you to write these down. So, number one, Super Patch. We are one of one. Type in the chat, one of one. No one has what we have, and no one can get what we have. No one can duplicate what we have. We own it all. All right. So that is amazing. When you see someone come out with a peptide or a shake or a detox, next month somebody could come out with another one. Next year, another company could come out with another one. But that's not going to happen here. Okay, so years, 3, 5 years down the line, when Super Patch is a household name, when Super Patch is viral, are you going to be one of the people where a person can go to get their patches? If that's going to be you, type me in the chat. Are you going to be one of those first people where people can come to you to get their patches because we're one of one? They can't go anywhere else. Number 2, we have 15 patch devices that helps like 85 to 90% of all the issues that we go to the doctor for. So when you go to the doctor for pain or go to the doctor for nausea, go to the doctor for anxiousness, sadness, whatever the case may be, who's tired of all those medications? Who's tired about all those side effects? All right, we've got 15 drug-free patch devices that's going to help us in all of our symptoms. All right, number 3, we're just 3 years old. We're a toddler company, right? We haven't even made it to kindergarten yet, right? So we're a toddler and we're just in the beginning. And in those 3 years, we've already made over $300 million in sales. And I know by the end of this year, we're going to hit 500 million. I already know. Because what do we have? We have a one of one products, and we have a product for if you can get out of pain drug free, who wants to go back to being in pain? Nobody. People are going to continue to come back and refer their family and friends for these patch devices. All right. Number 4, this is a big one. I hope y'all writing these down. Are y'all writing these down? Number 4, thousands of doctors are recommending these patch devices in their clinics across North America. All right, thousands of doctors. And we have doctors all through the Dream Team, right? So thousands of doctors. We are not going to recommend anything that we don't trust. We are not going to jeopardize our license for anybody or anything, right? So thousands of doctors are recommending these patch devices. And why is that? Because of number 5, we've got 16 published clinical studies that are all positive that proves the effectiveness of our patch devices. Now, there's not a lot of companies that can say they've got all those published studies at all. Like, they might got some studies, but we not gonna see them, right? They're not gonna be published, but we have nothing to hide. We are 100% sure that our patch devices work. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I hope you wrote that down because that's very important for you to know. And I could go on and on and on about reasons why you need to say yes to Super Patch. But that right there, one of one is huge. All right. One of one is huge. You don't even understand what that means. Like, there's not going to be anything else. All right. So we're going to do something really quickly before I bring up Dr. Branwell. And I'm sure you're wondering, like, well, how do these patch devices work? If they're drug-free, how are they working? So we're going to play a very short video for you very quickly so that you can take notes, listen to the video so that you can understand. And then Dr. Branwell is going to come up and share more with you. So let me share my screen here. Share. Here's down. You guys can see and hear that? Alrighty.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet. Bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body
in progress,
and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, The Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each super patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the U.S. economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Super Patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
Right. Stop that. I love that video so much. I learned something from that every single time. I hope that you took some notes down. I wrote down something. It said our nervous system controls every aspect of our health, every aspect from breathing to our heart, digestive system, all of that. So our patch devices can help. And these are the words that it said: reboots, instantly corrects, rewire, recorrect. So I love those words. I like reboots. And I like instantly correct, right? So it's rebooting our nervous system so that our bodies can work how they already know how to work. So I'm not going to get all sciencey on you guys. I'm going to bring up my doctor friend, Dr. Nicole Branwell, and she's going to go over these patches with you, how they work effectively and how that they work to benefit our bodies. Go ahead. I think I see you.
I'm here.
So
I'm
I
here.
can bring you up. Okay, hello.
Hey, wherever you are, I'm right
Right.
here. Good evening, everyone. So I'm always excited to talk about these patches because these patches have made me feel the most like the doctor that I meant to be when I wanted to become a doctor from the age of 8 years old. So that's a long time ago. Okay. Um, but I am excited to be able to share these patch devices with you. And the rebooting, I don't think we understand like how important that is. I think because we've been out of balance for so long that you don't even realize that you're out of balance. That's become your norm. But when you start using the patches and you can do things better, stronger, faster, sound like the bionic man or the bionic woman, right? That you feel so much better. You feel stronger. You feel like you can do more of what you like to do, the things that you enjoy, not just work. It's about also enjoying life. So this is about quality of life. So I'm going to share about the patches. I'll tell you a few of the combinations that we use. It does not all inclusive. Okay, we have to get with you, and your whoever invited you can get with you about combinations and what have you according to your symptoms. And so that's what let me put this disclaimer out there that the patches are not meant to treat or diagnose or claim any cure of any diseases. That being said, who cares what you have if you feel better? Who cares what it's called? I don't care what it's called. If my pain is gone, who cares what it came from, right? So I'm going to start out just like how we have it here, and I might skip around just a little bit when we start talking about our foundational patch. So the Freedom Patch is for pain and inflammation. So a lot of times you may have inflammation before you have pain. And so if you know that you have a condition or maybe it's quiet for the time, you still want to use the Freedom Patch for your inflammation because then hopefully you don't get to the pain part, right? And the Freedom Patch can be used for pain that's 5 and below on a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, whichever one you want to use. Hopefully you stay closer to a 0 most of the time, right? And so what we do is we combine the patches when we start having pain that's above a 5 level, because then we're getting into more severe pain and usually more chronic pain. And so we want to address the other issues that are tied to pain and tied to inflammation. So it can be that the pain is nerve pain, like we have a lot of people with sciatica. We have a lot of people with neuropathy. And so we start to combine patches like the Victory Patch, which helps with neuropathy. But what the Victory Patch actually does is it helps with balance and agility. So it kind of crosses over with our foundational patch, the Liberty Patch. But the Victory Patch helps with recovery. So this is in particular for exercise or for athletes, but you don't have to be a great athlete to use the Victory Patch, okay? Especially you weekend warriors, you probably need the Victory Patch to recover from whatever roof you tried to go and fix, or the lawn you mowed that you don't usually mow, or whatever. That's down here in Florida, because up there in Michigan, you don't really grow grass that often, right? Because you're cold. But anyway, so the Victory Patch, so we combine that with the Freedom Patch to get more coverage of your pain, right? The Liberty Patch is for balance, stability, Remember, balance and stability are the biomarkers proven in literature directly related to longevity. You have better balance as you get older, you will actually live longer, on an average 4 to 5 years. So that's on an average. That means some people are going to live even longer. And who wouldn't want that? That's not only just living longer, but it's also quality of life that you're replacing, because now you're stronger, you're more stable, you feel like you can do more things, you can go do the traveling that you want to do, you can play with your kids, your grandkids, you can go out with your friends and not feel like you're going to be in a dangerous situation. 36 million falls a year in the elderly population, people above 65. So we definitely want to correct that, because the literature also shows that within a year to 3 years that many of those people actually pass away because of complications that occur after the fall. All right. Unfortunately, I fell into that category. My mom fell in September of 2020, and she actually passed away in January of 21. All right. Unfortunately, these patch devices were not around. So now that you have them, I just gave you that information. You cannot unhear what you just heard, and you cannot unknow what you know now. All right. So, and then once you get patched, if you haven't gotten patched, once you feel what you feel, you cannot unfeel it. So Ignite patch is another patch that, oh, let me tell you about the Liberty. One more very, very important thing: homeostasis of your autonomic nervous system. That's a mouthful. And I know how to say that because I've been saying it a long time, because I've been talking about autonomic nervous system for years. However, that's your involuntary nervous system, like Dr. Tamara Dunn told you, controls your heart rate, your blood pressure, your digestive system, your hormones, okay, your musculoskeletal system, so your ability to move. So it's going to actually create balance. That's what homeostasis means, balance of those systems, so that now things are getting right. And when you put these other patches on with that foundational patch, oh my goodness. The other way that it makes you more balanced and stable is actually it's evening out your non-dominant side to your dominant side. We all have a stronger side. That means the other side is weaker. If we can even that out, you immediately get more stable, stronger, and have better balance. Okay, so you can do a lot more. The Ignite patch, that excites me. I started out doing my wellness coaching with weight management. And so now when somebody tells me they want to release weight, guess what? Here's your patch. You can burn up to 500 more calories per day at rest. That makes them extremely happy, because first of all, when I start telling them the stuff that I want them to do, they are not happy about that. Right? So now I get to tell them something that makes them feel good. They can put on that patch, start burning some calories, and then it's easier to start making some changes when you start seeing some results. And we've had some people actually really have some phenomenal results. Grace actually lost like 30 pounds using the Ignite patch, and I'll tell you the other patch that she used along with that. The Joy patch, exactly what it says, for joy. That doesn't mean that you have to have a diagnosis of depression, because let me tell you, like I told you before, we're not talking about diagnoses, but we have depressed moments. We have sad moments. We have moments that when you wake up in the morning that you might not be on the right side of the bed, as they say. You didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. You didn't wake up happy. And guess what that does to the rest of your day? So if you can put on a joy patch and make yourself happier just from that change in your brain from our patch device, that is amazing. Okay. And I have started to use the Joy patch. I think I'm a pretty happy person, but I think that it helps me even more just stay even keeled and really start my day off. Even if I've got stuff going on, it just makes that change in your brain. And then your brain tells your body to do something different other than making choices that are going to make you even more unhappy. And then I combine it, because I always wear my peace patch, because that's my favorite patch. Again, I'm a very even keeled person, but stress still affects all of us strong people, strong women, strong men. It affects us on the inside. Your body's still responding, is still having a cortisol fight or flight response. And so the peace patch helps with stress and anxiety. And it also quiets down the nerves, because when you're in immense stress, especially chronic stress, your nerves fire not together. They're doing all kinds of crazy things, and you don't even know it because it's happening under the surface. And maybe that's why you feel more irritable. Maybe that's why you can't snap up and make a decision because you're under so much stress. Well, the peace patch is going to quiet that down, and then that allows your body to fire the nerves more effectively. The nerves communicate with each other better, which means that your signal from your brain is going to be more clear to your body. All right. Your Lumi patch is for the skin. And you may not think that you think that this is cosmetic about the skin. Well, skin needs to be intact because guess what? It's 15% of your body weight and is your first defense. If you live in Michigan, it's your first defense against the cold. If you live in Florida, it's your first defense against the heat. All right. So it's protecting you. We need it to be intact. So if it's radiant, if we can make it radiant with our Lumi device, guess what? That means that the skin integrity is good. If you have redness, flakiness, dryness, and what have you, it's going to normalize that so that you have more radiant skin. And again, your skin is in better integrity. Defend patch, my second favorite patch, because I have not had to take any Zyrtec for the last 5 months using the Defend patch. I kind of went to sleep on the Defend patch when we first started out. And then I realized I kept hearing more people like Dr. Dunn say that their allergies were better. And I was like, wait a minute, I can stop taking Zyrtec. And that is amazing, but it's for your immune system. So yes, allergies are related to your immune system. Okay. And then if we can make allergies better, and your immune system better, then other conditions can actually get better as well. All right. So it also helps with blood flow. So because I've been traveling so much, when I get on the plane, my feet actually have been puffy, swollen. That's not happening anymore because I got a Defend patch on the left and I got a Defend patch on the right. And I get off that plane and I can still put on my high heel shoes and not worry about any swelling because of the blood flow effect. And we've got video of blood in somebody that didn't have on the Defend patch and somebody that puts it on afterward, and it shows the change in the blood flow. So this is actually proven. All right. Focus. You focus better. That's, hone you in on whatever you're doing. Okay. When you have better focus, you have better memory. The rocket patch is for sexual health. Men, depending on your age, you have to wear it for a certain period of time to see significant results. 50-year-olds, hey guys, you got to wear it for at least 3 weeks. Below that, you got to wear it for 2 weeks. And like in the 30s, you got to wear it for 1 week to see actual significant results. Ladies, you're not left out. This is helping ladies that have issues related to perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So wear the rocket patch. This means that your brain controls your hormones. And this is helping that signal so that things even out. My dog is trying to get in on the fun here with the I'm talking about the patches, so just ignore him. So rocket, don't go to sleep on that. It's also helping some young ladies with their cycles actually, and helping control their cramps, their pain, their bloating, all those things related to that, because again, their hormones are also controlled by their brain. So we're getting a better signal there. Kick It. Kick It is what we combine with the Ignite and also with Peace so that we can get a better handle on bad habits. And this can be nail biting all the way to, we have testimonials of people that have been on actually hard stuff that have actually been able to change their lives by wearing the Kick It. But smoking, even negative thinking and what have you, even the process of having pain every day, that's a bad habit. You have then taken on the habit of expecting pain the next day. So you should put on Kick It as well. So there are lots of ways that we can use Kick It. So don't be narrow-minded about that. These devices are just amazing. And then REM, you heard that story about the sleep, like 6 million people? Really? Just in the US? It's actually in the billions around the world as far as sleep issues. So if you can improve your sleep and fall asleep 48% faster, which is just about 50%, and you can sleep 25% more, what that equates to is if you sleep for 4 hours, now you can sleep for 5 hours. If you sleep for 6 hours, you can sleep for 1.25 hours more, right? So that's 7.5 hours, okay? Or that's 5 hours, I'm sorry. So it's 6.25 hours, all right? If you sleep for 6 hours, then that's an hour and a half more. Who doesn't hit the snooze? If you could get an hour and a half more without hitting the snooze, without disrupting your sleep, who wouldn't want to do that? Also more continuous sleep. A lot of people have broken sleep. You're able to fall asleep, but you have broken sleep. Broken sleep is probably the worst because you just torture yourself while you're awake and you just pray that you can fall asleep and you do all kinds of things trying to fall asleep and it kind of just tires you out. And then before you know it, the clock goes off again, right? So sleep is extremely important because it affects all these other aspects of your life and all these other things. So you wake up on the wrong side of the bed if you don't sleep well, right? You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to, you're not happy. So it affects everything. And it also makes you gain weight because actually you get the signal to your body to eat more if you don't sleep well. If you don't sleep enough hours, guess what? You eat more automatically. And it's a signal that gets sent just like this. So the patch devices are the messenger to your brain, but you are the battery. So if you just get the right signal, the right message, you're going to be so much better. We've got the Boost, which used to be our newest patch, right? So it is for clean energy, no caffeine. You can use the Kick It so that you can kick all that that caffeine that you've been drinking, all those monster drinks. That's messing up your heart. Let me tell you, seriously, take this seriously. That is really bad for your heart to have that. The caffeine content in those things is crazy. Please stop taking them. Go ahead and put the Boost on and put the Kick It on. And now we have our two newest patches, which I'll need you to hold up the Shure for me, but I have the, I don't know if I can do it. I don't think so. Anyway, my blur is on, but this is our Zen. Zen is for cognitive harmony. All right. We don't want to use any diagnoses, titles. All right. But if someone needs some harmony in their cognition, in their memory, thank you so much. And it adds that you're able to have better intuitive function as well as more creativity. Who doesn't want that? That means life could be so much more full. And then we've got our Shure, which is for reducing nausea and also motion sickness and also dizziness. All right. So these are conditions that are very, very common, symptoms that are very, very common among people. And if we can do something about that, I mean, this is not just about, I know a lot of times when you think about nausea or something, you're thinking about people that are on medications, cancer medication or something like that. And again, no medical claims here, just kind of using an example of what we think about, but we reduce the nausea. But what about cognition, somebody that got their bell rung playing football, got dizziness to that? Both of these can be used because you can use that for the dizziness and the nausea, and then you do the Zen so that the cognition is in harmony rather than being in disharmony, which happens when you get your bell rung. Okay, that especially repeatedly. Okay, so we have lots of people that we can use that in, and many of us are starting with the Zen because who doesn't want to be more creative and more intuitive and have more cognitive harmony? All of us, everyone. So everyone can benefit from the Zen. All right, so I told you about those, but nothing that I say really, really matters until you hear testimonials. So I've got my new good friend. We can't even say she's new anymore. She's not new anymore. So I've got Monica Graham, who has actually an update. Let me just tell you quickly. I met her just 2 months ago, not even 2 full months ago, probably just now 2 months on Facebook. I saw her story. It went viral. She had done a post, not even a video, it was just a post, but it went viral. And I picked it up and my heart just went out to her. And I never reach out to people like this. I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone and I reached out to her and she actually responded and she understood about neurotech. And so she wanted to try it. She went and got patched by Mrs. Nina Moorer, who is our amazing leader. And I thank her so much for showing me that video when she sent me that 25-minute video, that she put the patches on her and she started to have feeling in her hand after not having feeling in her hands and her arms for a year, 1 year. Now she's going to tell you what her update is right now on what has happened in less than a month. I think it's just now a month or so. Monica Graham, are you on here?
I am here.
There she is. I hear you.
Hey.
There you
Hello,
are.
everyone. I am
Hey,
Monica Graham, and it has not been 2 months, Dr. Nicole. It's been
I know.
36 days.
Wow.
36 days. So, 36 days ago, I first let me just say I'm a master yoga trainer. I go all over the world to train yoga instructors. I did up until January 2025 when I woke up with no feeling in my hands and arms. And it progressively got worse, so bad to where I end up having to have a spinal surgery all the way from C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, T1, T2, T3 all the way down. I have a cut down my neck, and they told me that I would never be able to have do yoga again, not to the level of yoga that I was doing, and that I would not, have feelings. So I needed this surgery. So I had this surgery. I did not want to have the surgery at all, but I did have the surgery, and let me just say, the surgery made things 1,000% worse. Like, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have had the surgery. Because not only did it get worse, it totally took away my mobility and my flexibility. So, as a yoga person, that's needed, right? I have yoga studios throughout Atlanta. So, how do I have these yoga studios and I can't do anything? So, fast forward to my 6 month checkup. I still didn't have feeling. So at that point, it was 1 year that I did not have feeling. And when I went for my 6 month checkup, they told me that I had extensive nerve damage. They did more testing, and basically they told me the likelihood of me getting my feeling again would be slim. But give it 2 years, you may get it. Because it takes 2 years for the spinal cord. So I was crushed. I made the post because I've been documenting this from the very beginning on Facebook. Dr. Nicole saw this. She reached out to me. Fast forward to January 11th, I got patched by Nina. She was here. Since I live right here in Atlanta, I went to her Super Saturday, got patched. Within 60 seconds of Nina patching me, my fingers started trembling, and I had not had that in a year. So every day, so the first week, I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want people thinking I was crazy. So every day, I was getting more and more feeling. So at a week mark, I literally had about 60% feeling in my hands. Like, seriously. I was back to teaching yoga full out, doing everything that I was doing before this even all started. And today, let me just say, today is day 36 that I have been wearing. I wear 5 patches, the Fab Five. I wear those patches. Day 36, I am now at about 80% feeling in my hands. Not only do I have feeling back in my hands, I am fully back teaching and training. I taught 3 classes today. I feel like, seriously, like King Kong, like I'm on top of the world. Like, I have so much strength. Like, I can't even begin to tell. Like, even my classes, they're like, Monica, what kind of super drug are you on? I'm in my yoga studio, like, hold on, wait a minute, let me go get some patches. I'm about to patch you. I need everybody to feel what I'm feeling, because how is it that these patches, as you see, I got patches on me now. How is it that these patches not only brought my feeling back when a surgery didn't even bring this feeling back, but within 60 seconds of these patches coming on me, I started getting feeling. It wasn't 100%, just a little bit. But a little bit for me was everything, because I hadn't been able to feel anything. And every day it got more. Here I am on day 36 with 80% feeling in my hands, because every day I feel more. But the key right here, what I want people to understand is I'm stronger. I'm stronger than what I was before I even had this surgery. Like, today, just today at 9 o'clock this morning, they told me I could never do headstands again. I did a headstand. I did a headstand. Flipped upside down. Like, the way that I'm moving, how strong I am. I mean, I'm so excited about it, but I wish I can transfer that for people to feel it. So I'm in my studio patching people. But here's the key thing that people don't understand. So I used to be a bodybuilder. And so back then they didn't teach stretching. They didn't talk about stretching, but stretching is very important. That's how I actually got into yoga. So my muscles, I was always had like big, huge knots in my muscles. I had to get weekly body work working on my muscles because they're so tense, and they hurt. It was painful. I started wearing these patches. When I go get my massages, they're like, what are you doing? They don't feel any of those stress knots in my body anymore. Like, my body is just so fluid. Like, I mean, like, even when I first met Dr. Nicole, I couldn't even take my arms up over my head. Like, look at my arms. I mean, they're up, and like
That's
even through my
awesome.
whole body. Like, I didn't even know. Like, you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know that my body was that screwed up. But when I wear these patches, like how how my body feels, the muscles feels, they're so, people think, oh, my muscles are hard. Let me tell you, a hard muscle is not a healthy muscle. If your muscles are hard, they're not healthy. You have issues in them. You don't need hard muscles to have definition. My
Right.
muscles are no longer hard. Like,
That-
they're soft and they feel good.
That's
I
awesome.
have my feeling back. I'm back to teaching and training yoga full time, and I'm in my studio patching people every day.
And she did this crazy pose. I saw this picture of this pose that she did. I was like, she looks like a pretzel,
And I can do that.
like one of
I've
those
never been
soft
able to do
pretzels.
that.
That's crazy.
I've
That's
never
awesome.
been able to do
So
that
even
pose.
before you didn't. So this makes you even better than you
It
were
does.
before.
Because
That's
and
awesome.
I didn't think I could do the post. I posted that post on my page, and I was like, when I get to this level of flexibility, y'all don't talk to me because I'm that chick. Not realizing that I could do the pose. So something said, Monica, try that pose. Because I tried the pose before. I was nowhere close to doing that pose because just because I'm a yoga trainer don't mean that I can do all poses. Baby, I dropped down in that studio. I did that pose with ease. With ease.
That's
I'm
awesome.
doing poses
That's
now that I've never been able to do in my life.
phenomenal. Phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming back and telling us and giving us the update. 80% in 36
80%.
days for something that didn't happen in a year is insanely miraculous. I love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Monica. I appreciate you. All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye. So, and we have another amazing, powerful testimonial to come up. Miss Victoria Williams. I can't wait to hear your testimonial, but Dr. Dunn says it is powerful. So, where are you? Please. There she is. I see her hand. There she is. Okay. Let's ask to unmute. There we go. You should be able to unmute.
There we go.
Yep. You had it. Touch it one more time.
There we go. Woo.
There you
Hi.
go. Hi, how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm glad to actually
Awesome.
talk to you guys. So, a little bit about me. I was a med tech major in school, criminal justice major, military background. And then I married another veteran as well who has MS. I happened to meet Miss Mary over at an event. She was doing patches, and I was in a chorus, and I went over there, and she did a stability test on me, and I was hooked from that point on. I had been in pain because I have had 6 back surgeries. Yeah, I had spondylolisthesis. My spine was like, you're done. I had permanent nerve damage due to a failed back surgery incident. So chronic nerve pain. I had a neuromodulator implanted. It I haven't really charged it in a long time because I can't get my controller to work right. So I deal with pain on a regular basis. I had been sitting in these like horrible chairs all day. She gave me a pain patch and I instantly felt amazing. And I talked to her because I've been trying to find something for my husband who, like I said, has MS. And he recently had a relapse. He has secondary progressive. And he was struggling to get medications. He's struggling with mobility. I mean, he went from working 3 jobs to now he's in a walker, wheelchair, falls, mobility is horrible. Everything that you can think of that comes with MS happened very quickly. His medication was iffy. We were fighting with insurance companies, as you do with certain meds. And I thought, I wonder if this will help him. And Miss Mary kind of told me about, the story of the founder whose mom who had MS as well. And I thought, man, if I can feel this change right now, what can this do for him? So she gave me a whole bunch of samples. She loaded me up. I went home and I said, honey, we're going to try this. I patched him up, and for the first time, he was able to stand up without struggling so hard. He was like, babe, I'm walking from the bedroom to the bathroom without my walker. He was walking faster. And he goes, I don't notice it, but I thought, well, you might not notice it because it's not something you always feel. I said, but for somebody who's been watching you and taking care of you, I'm seeing it. People at church are seeing it. He also has a condition called FND. So every once in a while, his nervous system will he'll start shaking. So it's like a twitch. The other day I put the peace patch on him. And I use Victory, Liberty. Sometimes I'll throw a piece on there and Defend because his immune system is shot because of the medication. And it stopped. The shaking stopped. He was more stable. He's happier. He's in a better mood. Yeah, it's amazing. And I was like, for the money that I could have spent, I said his medication, we won't even talk how much his medication costs if, insurance and all that didn't step in. But for the price of those patches, for him to have more mobility and feel more stable, 100% worth it. 100% worth it. So, and I use Peace pretty much every day. I tried it, and I have been on anxiety medication and Lexapro, and I probably haven't needed it in over a month. And the other day I didn't have my peace patch on, and I noticed because I felt like I'd been hit by a depression train. I put my patch back on, calm down.
Awesome.
It was amazing.
Awesome.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, so we're both, I'm pretty much off my medication right now. He's managing, and doing so much better. And it's just awesome to see, how this tech works. Cause I definitely, I'm one of those nerdy people. I'm like, show me all the medical
Right.
background behind it. And once I realized what it was doing, I was like, done, sold.
Awesome.
So
That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much for that story. That is amazing. Your household is completely different now with all of those changes, those positive changes. That's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your story, Victoria.
Thank you for letting me.
Awesome. And continue to wear the patches. So I think that you heard from both of these ladies that wearing the patches on a consistent basis is what gets you, because you don't always feel the changes. So it's happening in your brain. Lots of things happen in your brain that you don't know that are happening. So that happens every day. If you had to think about breathing, you wouldn't have any time for anything else. So definitely thanks for being on. I appreciate you. And so, hey, my thing is put some patches on. I don't care if you don't understand the science. You don't need to understand it. Just know that the one thing that you need for your body to do for you, that's what you need to tell it. And that's what needs to happen. And then you put them on, because you can't benefit if you don't put them on, right? So certainly we have people that have joined us. We have several ways of getting started, whether it be as a customer. We love our customers. And so whoever invited you, please get back to them so that they can share with you what combination of patches you need for what your issues are. We have a couple of menu sheets that show you the symptoms that each patch takes care of. They have crossover, they integrate together. So definitely we recommend combining patches so that your brain integrates those signals and you can only get better and better and better, right? And if you haven't had a balance test, if nothing else, get a balance test. Because once you feel that change, it's amazing. You don't even expect it. Even those of us that are patching people, when we have our own balance test, it's like, how is that even happening? Because I thought that I was strong. I mean, I've got muscles and what have you, but still, when I put on when that Liberty patch is on me and I got balance tested, sure enough, I got stronger. So definitely as a customer, like I said, get back to the person that invited you. If it resonates with you, this mission that we are on to patch 1 million, to get these patches on, we have several ways for you to get started. And so I'm going to let my partner tell you, because we both love our coins, but I think, I'm just gonna let her tell you.
I do love my coins for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I just want to give it back to Dr. Branwell. You did amazing. Monica, Victoria, you guys just blessed me so much today. And you know what? Listening to Victoria, and Monica for that matter, I don't know who saw my post that I made on Sunday because I watched Dr. Darius Daniels from Atlanta, the Change Church, every week, right? And he's doing his sermon. And at the end of the sermon, he said, I don't know why I keep hearing nervous system. I keep hearing nervous system. God wants to heal the nervous systems. Like that's what he said, like in the middle of his sermon. And I about fell off my seat. I'm like making the post. I'm like tagging and texting everybody I know, that watch him. And I was like, we're on God assignment for sure. Like I was already sold out for Super Patch, but I'm really sold out now. And I know some of y'all probably like, look, that's a lot going on. I just need to get my pain gone, and that's fine. Just be comforted in knowing that we're curing not curing, but we're helping support nervous systems, right? But for those of you who want to help us become a part of Patching 1 Million so that we can be on this God assignment by helping our nervous systems in the world, there's so many different ways that you can get started. All right. Number one, Flex 40. All right. Type in the chat Flex 40. You got to come in here with some patches because we're out there in them streets. We're patching. All right. We're patching. We're posting. You got to have some patches. All right, so Flex 40 is $14.99, and you're going to get started with pretty much everything that you want to have because that pack is customizable. All right, so depending on the network that you have, maybe you need more pain patches, maybe you need more peace and joy or weight loss, whatever modality you want to go to, you can customize that pack so that you can get the patches that you want. All right, so that is our favorite pack just because it is customizable. But it just gets you through, well, it almost gets you through the month. I get that every month, and I still have to get more patches because we're out there patching. All right, so we also have our $7.99 pack. That's going to roughly give you about 17 packs of patches, but it's not customizable. You're just going to get what's in that list. We've got a $2.99 pack. You're going to get 3 Freedom, 3 Liberty to help with mobility, stability, and pain. So you're going to get those 6, or the no excuse way. Type no excuses in the chat. Okay, $40 you can get in on a membership. $40. You make that decision tonight that you're going to get started. You're going to get back to the person that invited you, get their link. You're going to get started for $40. And once you're in, you're going to log back in, and then you're going to get the buy 3, get 1 free. All right, so that's going to give you 4 packs. That'll give you some that you can start using for yourself, but also give you some that you can sample out to others and get that business going until you can get more patches. All right, so reach out to the person that invited you. We do have flex pay options. If you want to know more about that, they can tell you about that and help you get started the very best way that you can. All right, so don't short yourself. All right, go get in the very best way that you can. All right, because that's going to set your business up. All right, so we love you. We thank you for being here with us tonight. We're going to be right back here next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're here as a guest, why don't you come back and bring someone with you? Especially, you're probably just going to make the decision to get in tonight, right? So we want you to invite your guests and bring them on so they can hear the same information. All right, so we're going to turn this over to Chris, and he is going to take us out. Thank you, guys.